After the ball drop, she cried and cried. I asked her what was wrong, and she said she got invited to her friend's house to have drinks with them. All three of them women, all married. I had no issue. I said, "Look, I am not sure what's wrong and why you're crying about this. That's fine. You deserve a girls' night out every once in a while. I don't mind watching the kids. Just go." Coming into the new year, I had no idea my wife had been, at the bare minimum, having an emotional affair with a coworker. On New Year's Eve, before I found out about this, she came home and acted extremely cold toward me and our kids. She was angry. Earlier on that evening, she asked if she could go out to have one drink with a female coworker, whom I knew and trusted. I told her that was cool, but that the kids were staying up for the ball drop, so as long as she could be back to celebrate with them, I was fine with it. Well, she ended up getting off work at 11:30 and barely had enough time to get home. After the ball drop, she cried and cried. I asked her what was wrong, and she said she got invited to her friend's house to have drinks with them. All three of them women, all married. I had no issue. I said, "Look, I am not sure what is wrong and why you are crying about this. That is fine. You deserve a girls' night out every once in a while. I do not mind watching the kids. Just go." I put the kids to bed. She left, and then about 3 hours later, so at 3 a.m. I tried to contact her. No answer. I wait about 15 minutes. Call her again. No answer. I call her friend, who she is supposed to be with. No answer. She then texts me back 5 minutes later and says, "Yeah, I am still coming home tonight. We are still drinking." Never in our 6 years of marriage had I felt a gut feeling that something else was going on. But that night it all hit me. I went through our phone records and found another number I was unfamiliar with that she had been in contact with all night, ignoring my calls, texting that number in between, etc. She had also been texting this number for a 3-month period daily. I never suspected that she would be texting another dude while right beside me watching family movies either. As times had shown. How I did not see this, I have no idea. Maybe she had this individual listed as mom in her phone. I do not know. I had never gotten this vibe or feeling our entire marriage. I was blindsided by it. Anyway, I confront her about it through text with the proof like an idiot. She speeds home, deletes everything on her phone. No way of getting the backups restored. No way of ever knowing she did not meet up with this guy. Upon finding this out, I immediately told her I wanted a divorce. It was at this point she began getting violent with me, talking negatively about everything I had been doing to keep us financially stable. The 18-hour workdays that kept a roof over our heads. She told me that I needed to leave even though I pay rent and both our kids are asleep. I refused. We slept in separate rooms that night, and the next day she tried to act like nothing even happened, claiming that she remembered we had fought but could not remember what it was about. So, I show her the phone records even though I am positive she was just trying to pull some crap. She confesses who the individual was and says they flirted a lot but never met up. I told her if that was true, she would have no issues restoring the text messages she deleted, at which point it was confirmed she deleted everything and deleted her last backup. She also saved a backup after they were deleted the night everything went wrong. Since then, she has tried hard to convince me they never did anything and never saw each other aside from work. I keep finding bits and pieces of things that do not make sense. Chunks of texts deleted from her friends' messages around that time. Pictures on her Google Drive from that night, where she was with who she said she was, deleted from her phone for what reason? The most damning evidence I have is for a 2-hour period on New Year's Eve. They stopped texting each other, then randomly started texting again at around 3 a.m. when I started calling and got that feeling. My gut tells me she left her friend's place, went to his place and went back. Or, she went straight to his place from our place, then went to her friends when she found out I was calling them. There are revealing pictures of herself she never sent me also on her Google Drive taken on Snapchat. She has since given me all her attention. She initiates intimacy tenfold. The texting stopped. She shows me everything on her Snapchat and even downloads her data to show me she is not hitting other people up. I am seeing the side of her I have not seen since we were married all those years ago. But I cannot help but trust my gut in demanding a divorce. I feel like she has kept things from me. Not knowing for sure is killing me inside. My parents know all of this and keep pressuring me to work it out and not dwell. My brothers are saying to get a divorce. Am I wrong in getting a divorce? Keep in mind the dates. It has now been over 4 months since this occurred. I am positive she cut the individual completely out. But I still cannot get over the not 100% knowing, and my gut tells me she is still lying. Edit. If some of this is confusing, ask, and I will clarify. I will also give context where needed. Also, sorry for the way this was written. I am aware there is some jumping back and forth, etc. I am just scatterbrained right now. It is honestly getting to me more now than the night I found out. It just keeps building. I feel stupid. Edit 2. Also, forgot to add this, the individual in question is an employee she manages. As in, she is his direct supervisor. I have heard there are greater legal consequences for this, but I have no idea. For clarification, the individual in question is actually morbidly obese. I am by no means fit, but I am not fat either. Went back and looked at the timestamps for the pictures that were deleted of her and her friends that night. On Google Drive, before that 2-hour period of no texting, during and after, there were several pictures taken with verified timestamps on them. As in, they cannot be changed on Google Drive. Whether or not she has a friend that is tech-savvy and was able to do that within the 10 minutes it took her to get home upon confronting, I do not know. Is this possible? It is also worth adding I come from a family that has thoroughly convinced one of my cousins that she needs to stay in her marriage even when her husband became solely reliant on her, got addicted to coke, is still addicted to coke, and physically abused her. All because, by golly, no one in this family has ever gotten a divorce. So essentially doing so, I would get disowned by my parents, my sister, all my cousins, all my aunts, all my uncles, but would still have the support of my 2 brothers. Update 1. Currently on morning break at work. Been reading through the comments. I have off tomorrow all day, so I will be heavily weighing my options when I get some time to myself tomorrow. May not update tomorrow, but I will update you all when I can. Thank you for all the input, positive and negative. The best thing I can do right now is just get through the work week, get my kids from daycare, and be mentally present for them. I have been ignoring her since last night, and she has been snapping and calling me all morning to see what is wrong. Relevant comments. OP on his wife lying to him and the family telling him to reconsider divorcing. OP, I will be honest with you. The 2 main reasons I have tried to tough it out are 1, the kids. Even though she pretty much said, forget all of us on New Year's Eve. And 2, for some reason, my parents have really been pressuring me to stay. It is messing with me, and I do not know why. They keep reminding me that no one in this family has ever gotten a divorce. Blah blah blah, they said I will most likely never end up seeing my children again, even though in my state if a spouse is found to have cheated, this essentially gives up their rights to children if a divorce is filed. I really do not understand how my own parents can sit there and feed me bull-crap stories about people they know that went through it and came out a better couple. Really feels like they are taking her side in everything that happened while ignoring every truth. Comment 1. Did she come home acting extremely cold? Or did she work until 11? OP. Silence. Our daughter ran up to her for a hug, and she started crying. She then got really irritated when our daughter asked her for a drink. Something that still does not sit right with me. She started yelling at her, saying, "Mommy needs some space." When I tell you all, there was literally no sign of all this crap until that. She hid everything extremely well. Also, for everyone saying what they are about the 2-hour period. Yes, that was my thought. I went back through the Google Drive at everything that was removed from her phone. There were pictures and selfies taken with her friends at the place she was supposed to be during that time period before it and after it. I doubt she is tech-savvy enough to edit timestamps on Google Drive once everything is backed up. This is not to say they never met up. This is not to say she does not know how to do that. And it still does not make a difference with everything she did. Like I said, weighing options tomorrow. Reaching out to a lawyer tomorrow. Update 2. I sit here typing this out on my morning break while listening to Tuesdays Gone by Lynyrd Skynyrd. After a long day of considering my options on Friday, I sat my wife down on Friday evening when she got off work, and I had put the kids to bed. As soon as I brought up that my trust in her was completely gone, she immediately became argumentative and essentially stated, "I thought we had left this in the past. You never trusted me, did you?" I responded with, "Even if you did not do anything physical or meet up with him outside of work, you will never let me see those text messages. You will never pull the Snapchat data." She responded with, "You are right. Marriage is based off trust, and if you do not trust me, then maybe we ought to call it quits." The irony in this is that I worked 18 to 19-hour days for the past few years, barely being able to do anything I wanted to do in my life because I was supporting our children, getting them to bed, cleaning the house all the time, doing all the cooking, barely even getting enough sleep. Probably took years off my life just from the stress. She, on New Year's Eve, said forget the kids, forget you, and essentially went out to party with her friends, all the while ignoring calls from me and our daughter asking where she was, while also responding to her bare minimum emotional affair partner. Not getting into all the details so as not to repeat myself between this and the update. Long story short, in my state, we have to be separated for a year before a divorce can be finalized. When I agreed with her that we should start separating and that I had already been in contact with a lawyer, she freaked out on me. She begged me not to go through with it. But alas, next Friday, I will be dropping her off at her parents' a few hours away. The kids will be staying with me for now with the help of one of my brothers. I told her there was only one way I would put this off for now. That was pull the data, pull the text, prove your case. She looked down at the ground one more time and told me that is a violation of her privacy. We have not spoken since. For now, for my kids, I gotta keep on keeping on. Update. Trickle truth. First, it was a guy in a different state. Second, it was a coworker. Third, it was someone underneath her that she supervises. Fourth, and just now, randomly got a text from her stating she may have told him she loves him, but instantly regretted it. And that is it. Right, dear? Evil. Also, let me reiterate, the process of separation starts this coming Friday. In my state, you cannot divorce immediately. Takes a full year. I say this because of all the people stating, just divorce and be done with it. And also those stating, stop giving second chances. Comment 1. OP, you do realize that your attorney can subpoena her phone records and texts, right? If you believe there was cheating, have your lawyer get all those messages. Then you will know and she will be out of luck. OP, definitely going to happen. I have already been in contact with one, and in the state I live in, if there was infidelity, she essentially loses any choice in the matter of where the kids stay. Comment 2. Oh gosh, I am so sorry. I have been in a similar situation. He would not show me the texts. Spent about a half hour clearing them and then let me see his phone. LOL. OP. For me, it is pretty black and white. I am 99.99999% sure she physically cheated. I would love to just believe her and move on. But I cannot. Not only did she delete all texts between them, she deleted all texts from multiple friends and coworkers from that same time as well, but left the ones from prior and after. As far as I am concerned, her friends were in on it, and so was anyone else she deleted texts from.